right, everybody, and just like that, we are in the Studying Brew, episode 696, 4 away from 700. 700. Wow. Just to think we were only going to do it for a few weeks.
I know.
700.
Yes.
Can't even believe it. Well, this might be your number one. This might be your first one. But there was... But so we're happy to have you. Even though it's 696, it is meant for you to be here because we stayed around for 696 episodes just so that you can meet us tonight. My name is Andy. I am the guy that runs the back office, all that great stuff over here at KonaButterflyz, but you're not here for me and my phone answering skills. No, you're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, Series 65, and that Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. This is that 30 minutes of study. It is your positive mental attitude.
Yes.
It is the way you want to end your night because you need to get your study on. If you've never been here before, we could address, like, you know, tonight specifically, we're going to go over 6 different exams, 6 different questions. We're going to answer them all with test taking techniques. We're going to show you how to break them down. We're going to show you how to just see them, decode them, disarm those questions so they're not big, bad, and scary. So that way you too can go grab that pass notice.
Yes.
So you can walk into that exam room with confidence and competence.
That's right.
With a strategy and a technique. You can't be walking in there with your 12-year-old skills of how to take a multiple choice. No, you're an adult now. You got to have a new tactic. You got to have a new technician helping you out with that. And Brandy's the one that's going to help you with that. And we're going to do that tonight.
Yes.
So we're glad to have all of you on here. We got a lot of great stuff. The first thing I want to say this, guys. You know what? It's coming up this weekend. It's the weekend.
Oh, yes.
Not the guy who talks about he can't feel his face. No, the weekend. The weekend in which everything for most of you halts.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Everything stops.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to somebody talk earlier this morning, and it was like, you know, on the weekends I don't do a lot of studying. I don't really do a lot of, you know, stuff on the weekend. Just puts you that far behind.
Yeah.
If you have a deadline, which you all should have, you should all have a study deadline. You should all have an idea of when you want to get this thing done.
Mm-hmm.
A finite number will help you, especially if you are a procrastinator. There's something about deadlines and pressure that just works well with procrastinators.
It's true.
I don't know what it is.
The magic formula.
Yeah, it's not good until, you know, you guys feel like it's impossible just so you can stand up and go, I did it.
True.
But the thing is that you need to just keep working on this. If you have anxiety, if you have stress, if you have all those things that are just seems like it's overwhelming, holding it off to the last minute and delaying it will only make that feeling multiply.
It's true.
The only way around those feelings is to get going little by little every day. How do you conquer a mountain? Just a step by step.
Yes. And can I say, when I stopped thinking that Mondays suck, and when I stopped thinking that Fridays were the end of the week, and when I stopped thinking about weekends, it helped. It's weird, I know, but it helped because the only thing that changes on the weekends is that banks aren't open. That's it. If you think about it.
So I used to build race cars and drag race cars for people that are pretty wealthy. That's the only ones that can afford, you know, $1 million project. And that's the projects I worked on, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I did work on very high-end vehicles and very high-end, you know, type of stuff. And my clients were really wealthy. And one of these times, this guy, he's pretty well known, actually. I had Brandy have dinner with him a few times. But one of the times, this guy that that we were in the shop and he was working, he was all, man, I can't wait for the weekend. And he was like, you know what? He goes, let me give you a little piece of knowledge. Let me drop this knowledge off. He goes, weekends are for children and the poor. He's all, when you stop celebrating weekends, because that's when you become a grown-up and you'll find that you're a lot richer. And I was like, dang. And he's like, do what you want with that.
Yeah.
He goes, it worked out for me.
It's true.
I'm just saying, if you think about it, how much time do we waste? How much time do we give up We always complain about not having time, not enough time. I wish I had more time. But if you really think about it, so much time is just wasted.
Oh yeah.
Misplaced, misused.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has the same amount of time. Think about that. There's so many people that have advanced or gotten things that you want, or achieve things that maybe you want to achieve or do, and you're just like, well, I would do that if I had more time. And I'll tell you something I learned in the COVID times.
Yes.
In the times of the lockdown. And maybe you did too, and you noticed this. A lot of people said these things, and then all of a sudden we had time.
Oh, we had lots of time.
And the same people that were complaining that they were overweight. If I had more time, I'd be working out.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to go to work.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they weren't at work.
Correct.
And they could work out.
Yeah.
Did they work out? No. Did they eat better? Well, if I had more time, I'd plan my meals and I'd do meal prep if I had more time. Did they? Nah. It has nothing to do with time. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's just your or anybody's ability to just make things a priority and just make it happen and do it. If you really want to do this, do it. And I heard something from the Rock today that was pretty good. And it was like, this could either be your someday or one day, or it's your day one. One day or day one. Think about that. How many of you guys have been saying that one day I'll get this license, one day I'll start, one day I'll step up, one day I'll get serious? Why don't you just turn that around and just make it day one?
Yep.
And that's it.
Exactly.
Just do it.
Just do it.
What are you waiting for? So when you're going through the weekend, I hope that rings through your head when I said about the weekends, about getting this thing done and making it happen. There's so many things that are going to be happening and going through on Friday through Saturday and Sunday. I don't know, big events, maybe there's meetings. I don't know. It doesn't matter. You got to choose what you're going to do and what's going to get you to your goal, and you got to make it a priority.
Yep.
I don't know if it even is this for you. I don't know if that's your goal. I don't know if it truly is the thing that you want to do right now. I don't know. But whatever it is, I hope whatever it is that you want to get done, you realize, okay, is that going to help me get that done? Is this going to do it? If I say yes to this, to take up 6 hours of my day, is that really going to put me ahead or put me behind? Am I willing to sacrifice to make up that deficit? Am I willing to give up? Am I willing to put in the tears and get past the challenges to make up that 6 hour time that I'm going to give up for this thing? Or am I just going to have to say no? I'm always blown away by the people who tell us, I don't have time to do that right now, or I have a lot of things going on. And the next weekend or 3 days later, I see them on a plane going to on a vacation, or they're going on a trip, or they're doing something. I was like, and that's why.
Exactly.
And that's why you are where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy. But the next time you tell me that you don't got time and this isn't the time, I don't know. Is it because we don't have sunscreen and an awesome pool for you to go to? I don't know. It's just all priorities. It's all mindset. It's all the way you view things. It's perspective. It's what you really want to do. And the only thing I know about humans is they do what they want. What you want is what you're going to do. What you see is what you're going to do. What you put in your mind to do is what you're going to do. Negative, positive, good, bad, ugly, whatever, that's what you're going to do. So focus on the things you want, make it a priority, and do that this weekend. That's my advice going into this weekend. And let's get this thing going, Brandy.
Let's do it.
If you haven't known us, or if you just got to know us and you're just on the Studying Brew for tonight, I know I'm coming heavy on a Thursday, but Thursdays, we don't see you guys on the free on Fridays, because we do not do this on a Friday.
No.
But so I always like to armor up you guys before you hit into the weekend and have that ring true for you through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until I see you guys again on Monday, right? But if you're a member, you get us tomorrow. You get live sessions. We see you on Sunday. We try to immerse our members with as much stuff and be in front of them as much as we can. So if you're not a member, whether it's, you haven't checked it out yet, watch the orientation replay, see what we can do for you. There's paid, there's free. This is the free, but we also have paid. And not only do we have the live sessions, which are not like everybody else's live session where they're just going through a book and saying, we're starting on chapter 1, right? No, we don't do that. We pick a topic that you're truly stuck or that we're struggling with. And how do we know that? Because people say it in our Discord, our Kona community. It's free. We hear what people are saying, what they can't get, what they're not understanding, where the disconnects are, and we address that in our live sessions. And that's what we go over. That's what we focus. And not on top of all that, not just the content, not just going over that. We give you how to study. Like we heard AB yesterday past the MLO. It was the study habits. It's the way that he was able to structure himself out. We taught him how to study like an adult, right? Mm-hmm. He wasn't approaching tests anymore like a 12-year-old, right? I know I make fun, but seriously, some of us haven't looked at the way we approach exams, how we haven't studied since we were in high school or junior high, right? And some of us, that's in the 1900s. It's been a minute, right? Right. So we got to reevaluate the way we do things, and we have to do that. And we show you how to do that. We can give you a plan, and we also have those test-taking techniques that we're going to show tonight, how to get to right answers without necessarily knowing what's going on the screen, how to zero it down, how to disarm these questions when you're totally frazzled. You know what I mean? You're just oh my goodness, I don't even know if I got the right exam right now. So we teach all that. So check out all the things we have. We got the link tree that'll get you there. Scan the QR code, hit the link in the chat, and 866-8KONA is where you can reach me at 866-439-5662. And Brandy's over on the Discord that I mentioned that you can join on that link tree. Look for it. All those things are on the link tree. Also, we got live session reminders like I was talking about. It's your question Friday tomorrow. You bring the questions. Brandy's got the answers for the 63 and the 65. That starts in the morning at 7 a.m. in Hawaii, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. in the East. And then Brandy takes a 30-second break, and then she goes right into the 65 at 8 a.m. in Hawaii, 11 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Mountain, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. in the East. So that's what we got going on for all members. And then it's test-taking techniques exam workshop on Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time. But I also got your local listing there. Check it out. 30 minutes. Tonight, you're going to see some techniques. You might be like, man, they got their own language with that. I wish I knew what they were talking about. I want to know the fundamentals of all that. Show up to this. It's free. It's the same Zoom code that I'm talking to you on right now. This one. And you just show up to that morning session. There is no replays. I don't record it because if I got to get up at 8 a.m. actually we get up at 6 a.m. for this on Saturday. If I got to get up that early to prepare, Brandy's got to prepare and do all this stuff. Guess what? I'm not recording it so anybody can sleep in. You guys show up just like me. The great news is we don't require cameras. So if you have your morning face on, it's all good. You can leave that camera off, get your face going, get it up, get it waking up, get your oatmeal, whatever you got to do, get your coffee, and just take those light notes with us. You don't have to have the camera on. Right. All right. And we keep it to about 30 minutes. All right. Tomorrow we got a special SIE course content recording for our members. Brandy is going to record some content. I believe tomorrow's REITs? REITs and ETS. ETS and REITs, man. That's a great one. That's that's one that people always ask about after you get the securities license. So everybody wants to know about REITs right now and ETFs. So it's going to be a good one. We're just simply upgrading and updating all of our material. Not like there's brand new changes to the exam or anything, but it's time. It's time to get some new content, some new recording. We got better equipment now in these days. So we let our members participate, watch the process, and also they can give feedback, and it's just something a little extra just for those members that are studying for that SIE. And hey, why not, right? Yeah. All right, we're going to do that tomorrow. All right, if you're not following us on Instagram, and I wish you would, because you know why, Brandy? Why? Because when they give me a picture and they let me know, I add another one to the Kona Hall of Fame, because you know why? Why? We got passers! Yes, we do. We got passers. We've got passers. Passer, but we're working on passers. Yes. We had a lot of them actually this last week. So congratulations. This guy is he's just on fire. He just loves your live sessions. He loves your test taking techniques. And do you know what the cool thing about this, Brandy? I don't know if you know this. He's got his sisters studying too. So with his membership, the family's taking advantage of the membership and they're all using it to get to that next level. If you're a spouse, if your brother, sister, if your partner's in the business, we allow the members to like share that one membership so that all of you can get that next level. And they're doing it. And
awesome.
yeah, he did a story where he was like going from room to room. It was pretty awesome. They were all getting their study on.
Dude, that's
I was like, that is so cool.
That is cool.
So it was really good. And but I just want to say it always does my heart good to see someone who's young. He's just not wasting time and he's getting to it. So congratulations to Alex on passing that Series 6. And we are so happy to have him on here tonight. He's going to go ahead and share what got him this pass notice. I could go on and on about him, but I'd rather not. I'd rather hear it from him. So go ahead, my brother, unmute yourself and let all the fine people go ahead and let them hear how you pass this thing. Congratulations.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much. Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yeah. Coming in clear.
Perfect. Well, yeah, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to speak. It's truly an honor. I just want to say, first and foremost, I couldn't have done it with the Lord. So that's always a shout out to him. But again, yeah, the test taking techniques, kind of like with what I did with the SIE, the test taking techniques in the live recordings. But I would say more heavily on the test taking techniques, just because when I was taking the exam today, there was a lot of questions where I was like, shoot, I don't know. It kind of feels like a new exam. I had to double check if this was a mortgage exam or 63. I just had to make sure it was the Series 6. But what I did with the test taking techniques was I looked at the questions first, right? And I kind of figured out, okay, that one, A, I've never seen in my life. B, I've never seen in my life. C, yeah, I've heard of it before. And D, I kind of know what that is. And just kind of like by listening to the techniques all the time, I just go with my gut answer, right? And I just felt like I did that quite a bit. And yeah, that just like helped me stay positive as far as like, okay, I know it's not A and B, it's a 50-50 shot. It's either C or D. What's your gut telling you? C or D? Okay, C. Okay, move on, go on. And another thing too was like, when I answered, let's say for that question, I answered C, right? I told myself that's the right answer. That's the right answer, 100%. This test is super easy. Next question, what's next, right? Instead of kind of like thinking back of like, was it C, was it D? I don't care, right? It's either I get that question right or wrong, we're moving on. And so that kind of helped me have a good positive mental attitude and it helped me just kind of stay fresh for the next question. And so that was kind of like the content and the test taking techniques. Another thing that I was talking about last time that really helped me with this test as well was prayer and visioning. And I recently started this book. It's called The Circle Maker. And I'm like 10 pages in, 15 pages in. And the first page or second page says, God honors bold prayers. And I was like, okay, wow. Okay. So I don't have to feel guilty if I'm speaking directly of what I want, right? So I just said like, Lord, thank you for letting me pass my 6. Thank you for letting it be an easy test. Thank you for this. You know, I was speaking not like maybe like, God, if this is your will, it's like, no, this is what I want. And I feel like this is going to bless you. And so thank you. Right. And that gave me so much confidence because I really feel like it acted as if I already took in the test. You know, I was speaking it as if I already took it and I was speaking it as if I already passed it. And another thing was like just before going to bed and waking up in the morning, I would like envision 10 to 20 minutes. I would kind of envision how I wanted my day to be. So I envisioned me having a really successful studying day. I envisioned myself in the study room. I envisioned myself, holding the mouse, clicking the answers, trying to get it as real as I can in my mind. So then when I go into the test, there's nothing new to me, that everything's just coming the second time, right? But what I think that did was just allow me to stay fresh the whole time of, hey, like during when I was envisioning this, I was always so positive. I was always so happy. I was always so excited to see a pass score. And during my actual exam, when I did feel a little bit like, oh man, like I don't know that answer, I quickly fell back into what I was already doing, which was feeling positive, feeling happy, feeling this. And so that allowed me to either stay neutral or be positive. It didn't allow me to sway down. And if I did, I quickly went right back up because I trained myself to do that. And so that was pretty much it. Honestly, when I hit the submit button, I couldn't tell you if I was going to pass or not. When I saw it pass, I was like, okay, get me out of here. I'm done. Let's celebrate. But yeah, no, I just want to say those test taking techniques really help as far as breaking down common sense, and prayer and visioning really helped me just have my belief system up to date and just fresh.
I love that. And I love the fact that you touched upon something that people think all the time. They think like, you know, you just got to think positive, and it's just like, that's what you're talking about. No, you work at being positive. You have to like train yourself to be positive. You have to like, you know, train yourself when things aren't going right. What do you do? What do you say? What do you envision? And you touched on that. And that's beautiful, because so many times we get triggered, and then like the next thing you know, the automatic response is the negative, right? Like for a lot of us, we just grew up negative, negative families, negative, you know, but not, you got to work positive. And I love the fact that you dropped that book also, Circle Maker, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Circle Maker.
If you could please take a picture of that book, or you with the book or whatever, and put that in the Discord, I'd love that. And off topic or whatever.
Will do.
But yeah, I love everything about it. I love the fact that you just use those techniques. It's just, that's the Kona way, man. Positive mental attitude. What do you got, Brandy?
No, absolutely. The test taking techniques. I like when he said, you know, your answer, when you read those answers, didn't hear, never heard of that, familiar, kinda. Go with your gut, and you said it like, hey, I got my answer, boom, move on. Boom, move on. You know what I mean? And that does help you stay fresh, because if you're thinking about what you did in the previous questions, you're that much more exhausted as you're going through your exam.
That was a great strategy.
I like that.
Thank you for being on here. What was that quote one more time? What was that quote from the Circle Maker? God honors.
Oh, God honors bold prayers.
Yes.
God honors bold prayers. You guys better be having bold prayers tonight.
Love that.
I love it too. Thank you, Alex, for being on here. I can't wait to see you pass that Series 63. We're going to get you fully licensed, going to get the whole family fully licensed from what it sounds like. So
that's right.
Just keep working. And I can't wait for this family to go to the next level. So,
yeah.
All right. Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you so much, guys.
Woo, man, Brandy, I tell you right now, that was the worth, the cost of your internet tonight. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I love being on here. I love having our passers talk. It's not just about recognition. It's about those key pieces. I love hearing people go on the next level and getting their mindset. It's just, I love it.
Yes, absolutely. Because people ask me, like, you know, I'll get private messages all the time. Like, how do you stay positive during this? It takes effort. It takes conscious effort, but it's so much more rewarding when you're like, oh, that's a negative thought. Boom, fix it. Just fix it. Change the language, change everything, visualize, pray. Guys, it works.
Yeah, I do it. I do it myself. I mean, Brandy will hear me in the other room talk to myself. I'll say it to myself, and then she'll go, "Are you talking to yourself?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm all." And then I'll tell her, and then she'll say, "Yeah, that's what you need to say. Yeah, that's right." Like she'll confirm it. You know, she'll reinforce it. But yeah, that's so true. Positive mental attitude, PMA, guys. PMA.
Right.
All right, let's get this thing going. Let's give everybody what they showed up for. Let's give them some test taking techniques, those skills
that pay
the bills. Let's go. Man, that was just awesome.
It was great.
All right, we're going to do the Series 6. So we're going to go over a question from the SIE, the 6, 63, 26, 65, and 7. Same as Tuesday, guys. Pay attention to how Brandy's approaching these exams. Look at how she's just breaking them down. That's what you want to do. You want to start having this kind of approach, this kind of the way of breaking down your quizzes and your quiz questions when you do them yourselves. Whatever QBank you're using, whatever exam you're doing, I don't even care if it's even securities related or not. Like just like our workshop, we're going to go over life questions, MLO questions. I know there's like, I don't know. People have passed exams we don't even teach. We had someone pass a Series 52. We don't even pass that. We also had someone pass a plumbing
Yeah.
a tattoo, nursing, education, like all these different ones. And they just watch our techniques and how you approach these multiple choice questions. So learn from that. Let's go, Brandy. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Ooh, look at that. That looks gross.
You know it's above it. That's why.
Yeah, guys.
That is going to be a story up there.
Heck yeah, it's going to be a story. He said it perfectly. It's a story, right? So here's what we're going to do. Thomas' actions are prohibited unless his firm's management. Guys, last I checked, if something's prohibited, it's straight up prohibited.
You're not allowed to do that.
There's not very, it's so rare. It's very rare if something is prohibited, if something, or not prohibited because of something.
Right.
If it's prohibited, right? So I don't like that. Thomas's actions are only prohibited if he does, in fact, what? Again, it's that condition. Plus
Right.
it says only, and we don't like onlys, right? Thomas's actions are prohibited, point blank, boom, done, or they're allowed. So guess what I'm going to do when I go into that big, huge, long question? First of all, just like what Jamie put in the chat, it's not yuck. It's a beauty. It's beautiful. Yes, guys, you got to tell yourself that, because otherwise you're like, well, I don't know. Right?
What the what?
So what we're going to do is we're going to scan. We're going to look for something bad. We're going to look for something good. That's all we're going to do. We're going to scan it. Okay. Agent, Acme brokerage, meeting with a client. He mentions particular security, tells Amy based on technical blah, that likely to go up in the near future. It says likely. Okay. That's not so bad. Right? Amy considers Thomas to affect the trend. However, to show how confident Thomas tells her that if he, he tells her that if 3 months the securities value has not increased by at least 5%, he will repurchase it from her. Dude, you can and refund. Oops.
That sounds like almost like a guarantee and a
dude, you can't do that.
So this, but as they say in the South, you're a snake oil salesman, sir.
Yeah, yes. You can't do that, guys. That is 100% prohibited. So if you guys noticed, did I look at all the words on the screen? I did look out all the words on the screen, but I didn't stop and read them. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I didn't read. I just looked, and I knew I was looking for something bad or good. It was bad. Okay. All right. Next. Ooh, that one's easier, right? I got in.
They're all easy.
That's right. They all are all easy. I got in. Look at, they're all in something, right? The associated person's contract, in the investment company's prospectus, in a report filed with the SEC, or in the member's code of conduct.
Well, somebody snitched, huh?
Snitched, or something has to be disclosed. That's what I see.
Yeah.
I see disclosure here,
Yeah.
right? All right. So it says, where must cash compensation be described in order for an associated person to receive said cash compensation from an offerer when dealing in investment company securities? Well, that to me sounds like it needs to be full and fair disclosure. Full and fair disclosure comes in the form of a prospectus.
There you go.
Full and fair disclosure. We got to disclose our compensation. All right. I had to do another long one, because here's what some people are going to do. Oh, well, that was the 65. I'm not planning on studying that for any time soon. So I didn't need to pay attention to that long question. No. Since she plans on discussing his complaints, Elizabeth's action is permissible. Remember what I said the first question we had? Probably not. Right? It's one of those conditions of it's only prohibited if, or since I plan on discussing it anyways, whatever that person did is okay. Right. Elizabeth should have forwarded Steve's letter to her state administrator. Well, okay, so now we have it's a letter. And then we heard here that it's a complaint. It doesn't go to the state administrator. Not right away, at least. It doesn't go to the state administrator. So this is not true.
The letter doesn't go straight to the top?
No, it doesn't. It has to run through the principal.
You know how government works. Yeah. You know how things work. There's a chain of command.
Exactly. Elizabeth should have, should have brought Steve's letter to the attention of her firm. Now that is definitely true. Why? Because it's a letter, and that means it's written.
Somebody's got to know that something was written.
Exactly. Since his complaints are unwarranted, Elizabeth's actions is permissible. Well, okay, can we look at all of these words and realize that a complaint letter came in and Elizabeth did not give it to her firm? How do you know that? Because it says should have. Do you guys see that? And it says here that it was permissible and that it was permissible. So if I'm reading into this, it's basically saying that Elizabeth got a letter, she did something with it, and it wasn't giving it to her firm, which we know is the correct answer.
Mm.
Do I have to read this?
No. We didn't even read the question.
No, I don't.
We didn't even read the question.
I don't need to read it. Why? Because I looked at what was happening in my answers. It's like when you dump out a puzzle piece, a puzzle, and then you're looking for those ends,
edges and the corners.
That's exactly what I just did.
There you go.
Here's the letter. Let me see. Today she received a letter from Steve, complaints, and she doesn't do anything with it. She just puts it in his account folder.
That was a should have.
Yep.
There you go.
Boom.
Just for the people that just needed that question to be read.
Exactly. Ew, Series 7. I'm just kidding. Signing the loan consent agreement is a legal requirement in order to open a margin account. When was the last time that you saw a consent was required?
No.
No. That's just not true. The risk disclosure document must only be given to non-institutional clients. So we call them retails. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Normally, I would cross that off because it says must and only.
Right.
But when we talk about every single rule when it comes to investments, they're all there to protect the retail client or the non-institutional client.
Every time.
Every rule. So we're talking about a risk. We're obviously talking about a margin account. We're talking about a risk disclosure document. Dang straight, it better be going to that retail. Like it must. Like this, yes, I like this. This is a good answer, right? Although a firm typically provides each of a risk disclosure what? I can't even tell you what that's too many words. I don't want to read that. Each of the documents must be signed when the account is open and then again on an annual basis. We don't have to re-sign forms. So I really like B. Let's read what it says. It says, which of the following statements is true of the documents that a broker-dealer must provide to a customer when the customer, yeah.
Look at Brandy. She's getting this. Not you, but Brandy in Texas.
Yes.
She's got it in the chat. She's like, this must have been a true false.
That's right.
Yeah. You can just start seeing it.
You can. It's like starts to
happen.
It's like the Matrix when Neo starts believing. Deep cuts. Maintain a copy in the firm's records of valid identification for all customers that might include a valid driver's license, a passport, or alien registration card. I like this.
Yeah, it sounds legit.
Sounds legit. Require new customers to provide an employer's name and work address. What if my client is retired, or what if my client is a minor?
Yeah, then what?
No. They're not all gonna work. What about spouses? Sometimes spouses don't work. Trust fund kids, they don't work.
Did you see me put the home address? That's where she works.
Right.
That's where he works.
Exactly. Compare all new customers' name with the FBI. Do we ever talk about the FBI? No. Oh, wait, hold on. Maintains the names of convicted white collar criminals, by the way.
That's interesting.
What? Anyways, require all foreign nationals to provide a written letter of recommendation from their employer. Again, that's assuming that foreign nationals all have a job or a job that has an employer.
Right.
That's a lot of
what if they were retired and they came to this country?
Right. Yeah, I mean, again,
what if they don't need to work?
Exactly.
Maybe they just live that way.
Yeah. Which of the following must a broker-dealer firm do with new customers to comply with the USA Patriot Act regulations. Well, I don't know what the Patriot Act regulations are.
I don't remember, Brandy.
It doesn't matter. All we needed to know is that we need to have a valid identification. Think about this, guys. You're going to be opening up money that has to do with like a lot, opening up accounts that have to do with money. You probably should verify that that person is in fact who they say they are.
Yeah, because the Patriot Act came in after 9/11, so we got to make sure that people are who they are, and that's why we need that identification. So, because if you don't know what happened on 9/11, that was one of the problems.
That is true. All right, numbers. Brandy, seriously, numbers today? That's right, my friends, numbers. I want you guys not to panic when you guys see numbers. I was not a math person. I hate math even today. But you know what? I'm not a mathematician. I don't need to know math.
Well, this is not a math exam anyway.
That's right.
It's not a math exam.
So just push through. I see 2,000. I see 4,000. I see 250. I see 2050. Check this out. You guys, look. I have seen so many quiz questions in my life and I got bored. So I had to keep myself entertained. This one's way different because it's the only one that has a 4 in it, correct?
I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah. 250 is way low. It's like the lowest number.
Mm-hmm.
I see 2,000 and I see 2,050. Man, those numbers are really close.
Only $50 difference.
Right. But you guys want to see something else that I found fascinating when I saw this? That has a 2 and a 5 and a 0 in it. And this has a 2, a 5, and a 0 in it.
True.
And because these two are close, I bet you the answer is 2050. I bet. Let's look. And you're like, dude, you don't even know what this question's about. True. Samantha opens a margin account by purchasing 100 shares of ABC at 19 per share and 100 shares of XYZ at 22 per share. How much cash must she deposit in the account? Well, guys, the rule that we have to know, and this is a test topic, the rule that we have to know is 50% minimum 2,000. I can look at this and go, well, 19 is going to be probably less than 2,000 and $22 is going to be, well, it will meet the 2,000 mark, but it's hard. Right? That's still not giving me an option, right? So check this out. I love the fact that these give you the like 100s or the thousands, because all you got to do is just go, okay, you just bring those zeros over. That's it. You just bring on those zeros, right? And then we have 100 times 22. So again, bring over those zeros. That is a total of, carry the 1, 41, right? What did I say about 50%? Isn't that 2050?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, guys, that's the answer.
Just for all the folks at home that needed the math. And they were like, I'm not committing to this witchery you're doing, the sorcery. You sorcerer.
Yes. So you guys could have even done it like this times 50%. And then get 2050, or you could have divided by 2. It's the same thing because you're cutting it in half, 50% cut in half. So either way, you're going to get to 2050.
50% is the rule for what?
Margin down payments. See, unlike the
I would write that down on my paper.
Unlike the question that we had yesterday that was posted on the Discord that didn't tell us it was a margin account, this question explicitly says this is a margin account, so we know what kind of account we're opening.
Yes. And that's more or less what you're going to probably see on the exam.
You're going to
It's not going to be so hidden.
Correct. Yes, correct. Oh, you saw this question in your quizzes today?
Cool. All right.
See.
Are you ready?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
We did it.
Woo!
How about that? What a study session.
It was awesome.
Gave you some fire. Then Alex came on and gave you even more, gave a bonfire.
Gave us positivity fire.
And then Brandy just burned the whole building down.
Boom.
Boom. You got it all tonight. And get your study on, everybody. That's what you're going to do right now. Go get your study on. Go get a quiz. You learn some techniques. You got some motivation. You got a way to go at it. Thanks to Alex. Congratulations once more, Alex. Can't wait to get you that Series 63 and get that pass notice and level up. Get fully licensed for the summer. It's going to be a hot security summer for him. That's for sure.
That's right.
And guys, it doesn't stop. You got to keep going even through the weekend, as I said. So keep going. And more importantly, stay safe out there. Make sure to wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep that positive mental attitude. PMA, everyone. Have a great night.
Guys, thank you so much for being on. We super appreciate you. Don't forget to take your quizzes tonight and through the weekend. And we will definitely see you guys next time. Have a great one.
Have a good one.